Have you ever asked, how can I get more traffic to my website? Or how can I get more customers and sales? Or even what is traffic and how does it work online? If so, then this is the video for you, because we'll be talking about 30 ways to get traffic using the internet. So if you've been looking for ways that you can get more traffic, that you can keep more traffic, that you can get more sales from the traffic that you get, then this video is really going to help you out, because we'll be going all into that. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. My name is Tiffany Domena and my website is howtoentrepreneur.org. My mission there is to help you grow a business from idea to full-time income and from full-time income to enterprise. So if you haven't yet stopped by howtoentrepreneur.org, definitely stop by and check out the free resources. So in this video, we'll be talking about what is traffic, how does traffic work, what are the ways that you can get traffic from online, and I really hope this is valuable for you and that it helps you to grow your business. So let's jump right in. So first I want to share with you that having trouble getting traffic to your website is a common thing. A lot of people who start businesses online have experience with building relationships live and in person, but they don't have experience with using social media to meet someone new and then to turn that person into a customer. So that process is a whole different ball game. And over the last 3 years, I've been able to work with several startup entrepreneurs who have all asked, how do I get traffic to my website? And so it's been really a privilege to work with them, but product-based businesses, service-based businesses, affiliate marketing businesses, and everything in between, all of the businesses require attention from people, which turns into traffic that comes to their website to make a buying decision. And so this is a really important part of running a business online, is you have to get people to your website. Now, in the offline world, you would set up a location, you might set up a storefront, and you have people or you set up a storefront and then you might put your products and services inside of the storefront, but you need people to come to the storefront in order for you to get business. Sometimes, of course, you can do things like phone and online services, but for the most part, most offline businesses want people to come to their location and to make a buying decision there. So if they don't have people that come into their location, they know that they have a problem. They have to go out and put flyers. They have to go meet more people. They have to do more marketing. In the online space, you don't necessarily get to meet the people live and physically. So it can be a challenge to understand, how do you attract these people to your website or your storefront location online? And so that's why a lot of people have trouble figuring out, how do I get people to come here when I have this website, and what do I do? And so that's what we'll be talking about here, because online business does work a bit differently. And so the basic premise is the same, that traffic requires attention. And so in essence, traffic requires attention, and you have to think about it. Let's say you go on Facebook and you're scrolling through, you're looking at your family's pictures, you're looking at your friends and what they're doing, their updates and all of those things, and an ad goes past. Now, if it's an ad that doesn't grab your attention or isn't interesting to you, then you won't click on it and you won't go to the website. But if the ad does grab your attention, then you'll click on the ad and you'll go to the website. And that's basically how website traffic works. Regardless of if you're using the search engines or social media or whatever platform you're using, you have to have something that's compelling and interesting, and you have to put it before a targeted audience. So I want to warn you, before we jump into these ways of getting traffic, I want to talk to you about gimmicky ways of getting traffic. I've seen lots of different instructors and people who teach ways to get traffic, and they teach these gimmicky methods. They might teach you to set up lots of different social media accounts and to portray a certain image. They might teach you to post like just salesy type of promotional material into Facebook groups. They might teach you to use your Facebook page to promote, to put salesy material, but it's not really adding value, and they're short-circuiting the process of building a relationship with someone, identifying their issue and what they're looking to solve, identifying what their goals are, and presenting a solution to their problem. So you want to make sure that when you are going to get traffic, that you are considering how you can give value first and how you can present a solution rather than just trying to promote and promote and promote. So there's also something else I want to mention to you, and that is that there's right traffic and that there's wrong traffic. So there's traffic who are buyers, and there's traffic who are not buyers. And it's important that you attract both at some point, because you want to build trust and you want to build a relationship and you want to demonstrate your expertise, but you also want to be mindful that at some point you have to shift gears and go from just presenting information and being informational into directing a person through the sales funnel. So it's okay to start out with how-tos and list posts and attract people who just want information, but then at some point you have to shift gears and get to the solutions. Now, if you want to take action on this tutorial that I just presented to you, then this is how you go about that. And so it's important to attract both audiences. So I've seen some people who prefer to write informational content, or they prefer to do list type of content, but they don't really like doing content that helps the people to make their buying decision, like reviews or comparisons or things like that. But if you think about for a second how your buying journey might be, even if you're going somewhere like Walmart and you're going for something that we all need, like let's say you're going for food. When you see a variety of choices, maybe you're going for something like an orange. When you see a variety of choices and they're all the same type of orange and they're just different by brands, then you start wanting to know how are these different, and how would this one be better than that one? And you start to want comparisons. You start to want reviews. You might ask the person who works there, is this one better than that? Or why is this one different than that? How is this one different than that? Because you want to make sure ultimately that when you buy the orange, that you have the best one. So you also want to provide that experience, because when people are buying online, they don't necessarily get to touch. They don't necessarily get to try. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So your content has to do all of that help for them. It has to direct them and give them the information they need to feel confident to make a buying decision. So if you're online, you're an online entrepreneur, then you're using content to help guide people and help them make their buying decision. Ultimately, they're making the buying decision because they have a goal that they want to achieve, and they're requesting your help to achieve that goal. So you don't want to overlook that. Just because you feel uncomfortable selling or anything like that, really it's not sales, it's helping them to achieve their goal. So if you look at it like that, it might feel a little bit more comfortable. So let's get into my list of the 30 ways that you can get traffic online. Now, we've discussed some important things that you should know before you're trying to get traffic, but this is the list of 30 ways that you can get traffic. Now, number one is search engine optimization. And this is one of my favorites because it's worked so well for me. So I've been able to drive tens of thousands of visitors to my website every month because of search engine optimization. And so I've gotten lots of sales as a result of optimizing my content for search engines, doing research to figure out what search users want to see, and then creating titles, images, descriptions, and various things to ensure that those people come to my website. So this is definitely one of my favorite ways for getting traffic online. Now, with search engine optimization, a key is to study to find topics. When I first started out blogging online with my first website, I was kind of thinking of topics I thought people would think were interesting, but not necessarily validating the what keywords they were using to find that topic, or validating how much demand there is for that topic online, or validating how much competition is also writing about that topic. But those are really, really important factors when you are trying to optimize your content for the search engines. You want to know those three factors. And so there's tools out there that help you to identify how much demand there is, how much competition there is, and what potential keywords search users are using to find content like what you plan to create. So I would highly recommend you checking out those market research tools so that you can know the economics behind creating the content that you plan to create. So for me, I personally use Jaxi on a regular basis to figure out what keywords I should use, how much competition there is, how much demand there is, and also to look at the competition, look at what they're doing, how many backlinks they have, how long their articles are. Jaxi provides a lot of great information to help you validate what topics you should and shouldn't write on. So definitely check out Jaxi if you haven't already. I've also done a review on it, and you can learn more about that. So you can also you also want to make sure that you are outperforming other content that's out there. You don't want to write something that's mediocre or that doesn't stand a chance. So Google is definitely they're a metric-based, data-based company. They don't just throw up websites or throw up their search results. They look at the click-through rates. How often are people clicking? How often are people staying on the page when they refer them to that website? They look at several different factors to determine which page should rank before the other. So when you are trying to get search engine rankings, you have to look at what the competitors are doing and try to make something that outperforms your competition. So that's really important. You want to create high quality content. Now, number 2 is going to be social media marketing. And the reason why search engine optimization is a great source of traffic, and these other methods don't take away from that. But it's important that you understand that SEO takes some time to work, because like I said, Google is a database company, so they make their search rankings based on data. If something is performing well, they don't just immediately replace it. They test and test and test to see which one performs better, and the process usually takes 6 months or more to secure a ranking in the search results. So while you're waiting on that, or if you just want to stabilize your flow of traffic, because you can also lose rankings, then it's best to diversify. And that's why I'm giving you this list of 30 ways to get traffic, because this gives you some options. Also, one traffic source isn't best for all of us. Some of us might prefer one over the other. You might prefer to do graphic design and to make images. You might prefer to evoke emotion in comparison to being logical and calculated like what's required for SEO. So these are some alternatives. Number 2 is social media marketing. And social media can also be a huge traffic driver. There's so many people on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and all of these other places online who are socializing, getting to know each other, gathering, and looking for products and services. So social media can be a great way to attract people. But again, just like with SEO, you have to put in value into the system, and then you can attract people to the value that you give. So with social media, you are piquing curiosity, you're putting content out there that people would be interested in, and when they see your content, they click on it and they can come back to your website. So you can answer questions, you can do pins, you can evoke emotion with a video or a graphic that you create, or a infographic. So there's several ways that you can evoke emotion, that you can communicate a message, that you can pique curiosity and drive people back to your website from social media. Number 3 is Facebook Live. Now, one problem with social media is that over time, they've decided to go more into advertising to monetize, and so a lot of the reach on social media has been decreased. So when you post, it doesn't go to 100% of your subscribers. Instead, it might go to like 5%. And so you can do things like Facebook Live to create engagement with a larger number of your subscribers. You can also create more deeper engagement because you're actually engaging live. So Facebook Live can help you to increase the reach, and it can help you to increase the depth. So companies with lots of subscribers saw a big hit, and Facebook Live is one way that you can set expectations. People can expect to go live with you, expect to come and ask questions of you, and you can potentially gain more reach from offering access to you. Number 4 is YouTube Live. So similar to Facebook Live, a lot of people are on YouTube and even searching actively for content using keywords, which means that you can attract a lot of people who may not know you and who may not have ever met you just by way of having information that they're looking for. And so that's a cool thing about search engines, is that you can attract lots of new people just by way of having an answer to a question they might have or having information that they want. With YouTube Live, you can interact live, and once you get to the point where your channel can be monetized, then you can even have they have what's called the supers, and that's a feature that they have for monetized channels where people can actually pay to have a privileged response from you. So if they want a first response, or they want to they don't want to have to wait, then they can pay for that super privilege, and that's something that YouTube has in their YouTube Live, with YouTube Live. So number 5 is YouTube marketing, and that is what I'm doing right now. So basically with YouTube marketing, you are recording a video that answers questions for people, similar to search engine optimization. You want to validate that there's a demand for the topic you plan to do a video about, and you also want to validate the competition and see if you can add something to the conversation about whatever topic you decide to do a video about. And when you can add to that conversation, then people would be willing to listen. There's so many viewers of YouTube, and nowadays YouTube has become the number 2 largest search engine online. So people are looking for things like how to get website traffic, or how to cook a new meal, or how to cook, period. You know? So there's so many topics that people are looking for using the search engines, and you can contribute to people having their questions answered on YouTube and through SEO. So another alternative is search engine ads. Now, I mentioned to you that SEO, it really, there's a lot that you don't control. And this is the same with social media marketing if you do it organically. All of the organic methods, you don't really have as much control. You can create good content. You can do your best. It can be high quality, but still there's algorithms and there's competition and factors that you don't necessarily control that can cause your content to be second, third, or fourth pages instead of being at the top of the rankings. But if you want control of your position in the search rankings, if you want control of how fast you get that ranking, and if you want control of the volume of people that come to your website, then search engine marketing using ads could be a great way to go. With search engine ads, you actually can do the research to figure out how many people are searching for that keyword every month. You can create a highly relevant ad and a highly relevant landing page and bid on some really good keywords, and it works like an auction. So basically, by way of you having a good advertising budget, in addition to having a relevant landing page, relevant keyword, and a high quality experience, you can win the auction, and those people will end up coming to your website instead of somewhere else. So search engine ads can be a great way to have a consistent flow of traffic, and it's a way that you can control. Now, the competition with search engine ads, like I mentioned, has to do with quality, has to do with user experience and budget. But if you are willing to pay, you can play in the search engine ad circle. Number 7 is display ads. And display ads work similar to search engine ads, but the difference is that you are displaying images. You've probably seen display ads before. Usually they are on the side of the search results, or they're on websites, but they're images, and you can click on those images and it'll take you to the advertiser's website. Search engine ads usually don't have images, so that's how they're different. Search display ads also don't show up in the search results, so it's not like when you type in a keyword, they don't show up in the listings with all the others. But with display ads, it'll it shows up like on the sides or on the bottom. So stats show that display ads aren't usually as effective as search engine ads or social ads, except for when they're used for retargeting. So if you've ever had the experience where you go to a website and you feel like the website is now chasing you all over the internet, and you can see their images on different websites when you go to them, that is because they may be using display ads for retargeting. So you can see their images on the different websites that you're visiting, and it can feel like you are being chased. Retargeting is proven to work, so that's why advertisers do that, and they can literally chase you with display ads all over the place. And now, oftentimes you'll see retargeting used in conjunction with search ads, in conjunction with social ads, and then the display ads will be a part of that puzzle. But display ads is another option for attracting customers and also for retargeting customers. So, number 8 is social ads. So, social ads are super powerful nowadays. You can know all kinds of things about the people that you decide to advertise to before you even pay. So with platforms like Facebook, you can know what their buying habits are. You can know where they're located, like in a general sense, not like a specific address, but like a state, a city, a county, a zip code. You can know about other companies that they're interested in. You can make lookalike audiences of a different person's audience. You can know about topics they're interested in. You can know about their friends and like their friends' interests and things like that. So all of that information you can use to target a very relevant audience. And when you use that information, you can put up an ad with a relevant images or video, relevant messaging, and attract them from the social media platform to whatever offer you might have to your website, or to subscribe to a different social media platform or a YouTube channel. You can use social ads to achieve all kinds of different goals. You can use it for to increase your subscribers on the platform. There's so many different ways you can use social ads, but the cool thing is you can understand their demographics and where they're located, like income level and various things like that. But you can also understand their psychographics and what their beliefs are, what their values are, and things like that, and really target very specifically the audience. So number 9 is forums. So at one point, I really thought forums were a thing of the past because it wasn't something that I used to engage very much. But over time, I've gotten to see different influencers that integrate forums into their community building. And I've gotten to see different niche websites where they have forums that help build engagement so that people can get to know each other even better. And you can use forums in that way also. You can either create your own forum so that you can build your own community, or you can engage in an established forum so that you can give value there, build relationships there, and attract website visitors to your website. So it's really important to have a give first mentality, to have a service before self mentality when you decide to go out to these different platforms, because people can sniff spam even before you try to do it. So you have to make sure that you are really trying to give value and that you're really trying to help people solve problems, and that your product or service ends up being a solution to a problem that they already have. So number 10 is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are also a great way, similar to forums, where you can meet really targeted audiences. Now, Facebook groups come with different rules depending on who's the moderator. You have to really get to know what the rules are. But either way, they're really valuable when it comes to getting to know new people and getting to know people who are highly targeted, who are interested in a specific topic. And that can be helpful as an entrepreneur if you are looking for, if you have a good target of who your potential customers are. Number 11 is collaborations. And collaborations, especially with influencers, can be very, very powerful. So from what I've seen, collaborations is the fastest way to grow your website traffic, to grow your influence, or to grow your social circle, whatever you want to call it. Because through collaborations, you can tap into a flow of traffic that's already existing. So, for example, Google has a massive amount of traffic, and by collaborating with them and creating content that their users want to see, then you can drive traffic to your website. That's a collaboration. The same thing is true for Facebook. They have a massive amount of users, And by collaborating and creating really valuable content that their users want to see, then you can drive lots of traffic. So collaborations can also be with influencers or micro influencers, like people who are YouTubers, people who have an audience on social media of some sort, people who have a website with existing traffic. You can do collaborations with them. You can collaborate with people who have an audience that is the similar size as yours. And basically, by way of collaborating, you can cross-pollinate for each other. So I can offer value to a different audience than my own, and potentially get to know new people because I've done that. So one way to collaborate is through guest posting. And guest posting is when you are creating an article and you are posting it on someone else's website. So each website owner has their own rules. They might have topics that they know really work well for their audience. So when you reach out, you want to make sure that you can provide value to that specific website. And you also want to make sure that you understand the requirements for posting on their website so that you can maintain continuity and that you really get good results from guest posting on the website. Number 13 is blog commenting. So blog commenting can work similar to guest posting, but instead of presenting an entire article to a different website, basically if you know that there's a website that gets a decent amount of engagement, you can be the first one to put a comment on that website. So when if you know that there's a person who publishes pretty consistently, then you can put that on your calendar, and when they publish their content, you can be the first one to comment, or you can be early. And when you put the comment, you can add lots of value, and the value can attract people to come to your website. So let's say, for example, maybe you know there's an accountant, and maybe you're a business lawyer. And so you know there's a business accountant who writes articles every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. So you put that on your calendar and you come and you give a comment that gives a legal perspective on the topic that they were talking about. Now, you're not trying to spam. You're not trying to say, hey, come and check out my law firm. You're saying, I really love what you've written, and here's what the legal side says about it. And you give a really valuable comment. So when people come to the website after you, then they can see that really valuable comment. And if they are looking for an attorney, then they might come to your website and check you out. So that's how it goes. It's like you give value, and people can see the value. You've demonstrated your expertise, and they become attracted to what you had to say. So blog commenting can be a very powerful way of attracting people because you've demonstrated expertise. Similarly, video commenting can also be another way of attracting people, because you can go the same way. If there's creators who publish videos who are either complimentary or very relevant to your expertise, then you can leave really valuable comments. Again, you are adding value to the conversation. You are basically you are giving more information so that people can have more clarity, more direction, and when they see your comments, then they a lot of times people are nosy. They want to know who are they and how do they know that, and they'll decide to come and visit you just so that they can understand more, and that can be the beginning of a new relationship. There's also Mastermind Communities. Number 15 is Mastermind Communities. So I've had the privilege of participating in more than one mastermind community since I started my business. And mastermind communities have been amazing for providing accountability, for providing support, and for interacting with other people, for finding collaborations and partners and all kinds of things. So by finding mastermind communities, it could be places like your local chamber of commerce. It could be your local business education center. It could be, you can find places online. It could be an influencer that does lots of webinars that are kind of small and highly engaged. You can get accountability, you can get opportunities to meet people, you can get opportunities to collaborate, and you can ultimately drive traffic back to your website. So number 16 is live speaking. So I've also had the privilege of speaking live in different places in my local community. So since my background and my specialty is in marketing, then I would go to different co-working spaces and business education centers and places where entrepreneurs gather and talk to them about how to do better with their marketing, how to do marketing at all. And by way of having these conversations and doing live speaking, then it demonstrates my expertise and it attracts people to whatever else I'm doing. So afterwards, they can come and they can have a conversation with me, or I can put information on my slides about where they can also visit me. They can check out my website, and they can get more information about how to start or grow their businesses. So that's also a great way of attracting more visitors to your website. You don't have to be entirely online. You can also get offline and help people in your local community. And another way of doing that would be by attending live events. So there are all kinds of events and seminars and retreats and meetups and things like that where you can get together with people who have like minds, people who have similar interests, and your target audience. So when you attend live events, you can have your business cards, or you can have a way of easily exchanging information so that you can follow up later on. And this can be a way of you attracting people to your website. So number 18 is SlideShare. So SlideShare is now been acquired by LinkedIn, but basically it's a company where instead of sharing something like Pinterest pins or graphics or GIFs, you would be sharing slideshow presentations. And these slideshow presentations are searched for because it kind of works as a search engine. So people go there to look for information on different topics. They can find your slideshow. The slideshow can attract them to your website. So SlideShare is also another visual platform that you can use, and it works very well. Number 19 is Freelance Sites. So when I first started online, I didn't have a large social circle, and I was doing social media marketing, but I really wasn't attracting a lot of buyers that way. And I also didn't know much about search engine optimization. But one of the first ways I was able to make money online was by putting my profile and my portfolio on different freelance sites. And you can do this too. There are sites like Upwork and sites like Fiverr where people actually put requests for proposals. They want to know who can help me with this, who can help me with that. And you can actually submit a response to those requests, and you can get to know people. For me, I would use my website as a gallery as a demonstration of my expertise so they can know what I was capable of doing, and my website played into the sales experience. You can also, on places like Fiverr, you actually list your services. You list what you can offer, and people can choose you from among the other freelancers there, and you can attract people that way. You can, again, just like with other freelance sites, you can use your website to demonstrate your expertise, to show what you're capable of doing, and so that can attract website visitors, it can attract customers, and you can even use your website to attract them back after they've purchased from you before. So freelancing can be another option. Number 20 is e-commerce sites. So there are sites like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and various places where you can post listings to products and services, and you can also post your website for more products, for more information, for more so they can learn your brand story and various things like that. You can also, when you send out the products, when you deliver a service, you can send a receipt. You can also send messages inside of the packaging, and all of that can give information that leads them back to your website. You can include coupons that only apply if they buy through your website. You can do various things like that to attract website visitors from e-commerce sites so that you can build the relationship off of those platforms. But some other ways that you can attract website visitors from e-commerce sites is by doing product reviews. You see some people who are considered Amazon reviewers and all of that stuff. They've gotten a title based on reviewing so many products. You can post video testimonials. Again, on Amazon, they actually have a place on the product listing where videos show and testimonials show, and that helps people to make their buying decision. You can post video testimonials. You can insert notes into the packages that you send. You can include coupons. You can do all kinds of things. Number 21 is social shares. This is earned. This is by way of creating valuable content. Then people feel like, wow, this is so good. I want to share this with my brother, sister, mom, friend, or whoever else. So when you create content online and people like it, one natural thing to do is to share it with somebody who it's relevant for. So social shares can be awesome. I know there's been several occasions where I do research for somebody I love, like my husband. Maybe he might tell me he has a cold or a fever or whatever, and I'll be online doing research about how to cure his cold, how to cure his fever, but I know that he probably would want to make the buying decision on his own, because sometimes I'm willing to try things that he's not willing to try. So then I'll share the article with him so that he can make the decision as to whether or not he's willing to try it. And so social shares can be really valuable. It can be a way of attracting very highly targeted people. In my case, you can see when I share something with my husband and I'm looking for the solution for him, then that website visitor has attracted a highly relevant customer. So number 22 is television interviews. So television interviews, there's people who really, if you get on a television show like Oprah, you immediately have access to millions of people who are watching you. And when Oprah has you on, it's almost like she's endorsing what you do. And people immediately transfer that trust from Oprah onto whoever comes on her show. So, there's other channels or other shows that work very similar to Oprah, where you can come on and do an interview. Even the news, you can come on and demonstrate your expertise and do an interview. And by way of interviewing, you can attract people to your website because they usually ask, well, where can they find out more information from you? So television interviews is also another really great option for attracting people to your site. If you are interested in getting television interviews, then one thing you really want to do is create your media kit and display why you would be relevant for that television show or that audience, and submit that to the producer or someone who has the authority to make the call. So that's a whole nother topic. But number 23 is press releases. And this works very similar to pitching for a television interview. But with press releases, you are going on a site like PR News or Newswire.com, different sites. And you are submitting some valuable information that could be quoted inside of a magazine, a newspaper, or another article. And when it goes when you submit this press release, reporters can use it, and they can use you as a credible resource inside of their article. So they can use you they can cite what you've said as a way to support what they've written about. So this, for when you do PR, it can be a little less targeted traffic depending on what show, where you get picked up at. But it can build brand awareness and ultimately customers in the future. So PR can be a great option. Press releases can be a great option. Number 24 is radio interviews. So there's some really good statistics about who are radio users. It's like if radio users are likely to have cars, to have electronics, and to be adults and somewhat established. If you think about it, where do you find a radio? So you mostly find radios in cars, or they are an electronic device that people had to purchase. So as a result, when you get on the radio, you are usually getting in front of a valuable audience. And that could be a great way to meet new people. You can go on and deliver whatever valuable information, help demonstrate your expertise. And by way of doing that, you can attract people back to your website. Number 25 is podcast interviews. Now, podcast interviews works very similar to radio interviews, but nowadays a lot more people are migrating into podcasts instead of radio. This is because a lot of cars are being built where they can stream from podcast channels like iTunes and Stitcher, and AM and FM radio is just becoming less common. So as the cars and the electronics continue to evolve, a lot of people are predicting that podcasts will be much more listened to. And so if you get on a podcast and you interview on a podcast, then it's possible for people to be listening to that podcast for years and years, and for you to attract website traffic from that podcast for a very long time. Another cool thing about podcasts is that a lot of people actually go on iTunes and use the search bar to find podcasts that talk about relevant topics they might be interested in. So this is another thing that extends the shelf life of whatever podcast interviews you might do, because you're actually not just addressing an existing audience, you could be addressing an audience that will find you by the information you have and the keywords in the future. So, number 26, yes, number 26 is YouTube interviews. Now, YouTube interviews, we talked about YouTube marketing. YouTube interviews is another way of doing YouTube marketing, but you don't actually have to have your own channel. You can go on channels of other people and share whatever valuable information you have. And when you give information, then it attracts people and they come and check out your website. So that's another way of getting website traffic. Number 27 is email marketing. Now, email marketing is considered one of the best ways of acquiring new customers, but it's not the best way to meet people you don't know, because people have to find out how to get on your email list before that takes place. So in order for them to get to know, or to find your email list, you usually use something like search marketing, paid ads, social media marketing, and they come to your website and then they see another special offer that is highly relevant, and they decide to exchange their email for a PDF or for an ebook or for an online course or whatever the case is. So email marketing is a great way to nurture the relationship after they meet you, and to attract people back to your website time and time and time again, because every time you publish a new video or a new article, you can send it out to that existing audience through email and they can come back to your website. So it's a good way to retain website traffic. Number 28 is affiliate marketing or referral marketing. So once you have a product or service, you can have customers who are really, really excited about what you're doing. You can share they can share the results, and you can give them a commission in exchange for them advocating for your product or service. You can also reach out to people who are active in the affiliate marketing space, people who are already trained affiliate marketers who know search engine optimization, who know how to drive traffic, who have an audience, who are influencers, and those people can take a look at your product or service, give a review, and help influence the buying decisions of other people. Affiliate marketing can be really powerful, and most of the time affiliate marketers use what's called affiliate links or tracking links, where they tell you check out the link in the description box below, and they are directing traffic to your website through that affiliate link. So this is another way of attracting people to your website. It's important to note that usually if you are working with affiliate marketers, that they want to work with companies who already have a proven concept, who already have proven products, and who already have a proven funnel. But affiliate marketing can be a great way to attract website traffic to your business. Number 29 is community involvement, and this is something that I think is definitely not talked about in terms of website traffic. But if you are involved in a church or in a community, or maybe you are active at your local gym, or you are involved in your recreation center, or you're in the PTA at your kids' schools, all of those things are ways for you to get to know people, and maybe they're not all going to be your customers, probably not, but either way, sometimes over the course of your relationship, they might meet somebody and be able to refer another person to you, and that could turn into a collaboration or a customer. So I've had this happen several times, where just by way of participating in my community, taking my kids to recreation activities, or being active at my church, or volunteering, or different things, I've been able to meet people I can collaborate with, find different opportunities, learn lessons from other businesses, and make customers and sales, and attract people to my website. And finally is volunteering. So as a part of community involvement, you can volunteer. There's places, for example, in my case, there are places where entrepreneurs gather. There are organizations like SCORE or charities that help entrepreneurs, and I don't always have to do things for profit, and you don't either. So it's important to show that you're passionate about what you offer, about what product and service you offer beyond just making money. And it really gives a different perspective on your values, on your level of passion, on your commitment, and on your overall brand when you're willing to do things that even beyond what you're paid for. So volunteering is a great way to build brand awareness, to build some really concrete relationships, and even someone that you might be serving while you're volunteering may turn into a really great collaboration or a customer down the line. So volunteering. Now, I gave you 30 different ways to drive traffic, but I definitely want to make sure to mention that what's called the digital marketing trifecta. And basically, if you want to have stable, consistent traffic to your website every month, you want to integrate organic traffic, paid traffic, and earned traffic. And that's what's called the digital marketing trifecta. So organic traffic is things like search engine optimization, social media marketing, and methods that you don't necessarily pay for. Earned traffic is getting your social shares and creating things that are good enough that people want to share with others. And then paid traffic is like your advertising. So once you add all of those three powerhouses together, then they can be a really powerful and consistent, controlled way of attracting new customers on an ongoing basis. But you don't want to try to do everything at once. Because all of these platforms have their own nuances and their own rules and regulations, and they operate differently, so it's really difficult to try to do them all. So it's important to commit to 1 to 2 traffic sources. You'll find that image sizes on Facebook are different than image sizes on Instagram, which are different than image sizes on on Pinterest. And video on Instagram is different than YouTube. So when you're trying to learn them all, it can be just flat out overwhelming and paralyze you from not doing anything. So it's really important to commit to 1 or 2 traffic sources while you're starting out. And over time, you'll be able to hire, you'll be able to automate, you'll be able to learn different ways of being more efficient and possibly scale into others. So I recommend you sticking with 1 to 2 for at least a quarter, and longer than that is really going to be best, because you'll be able to see results as you're constantly putting out new content that is valuable. I also want to make sure to mention to you that it's really important to put yourself in your customer's shoes when you are creating content, so that you can think about what would be valuable for them, what will help them get to the next level in their journey, and how can you solve a problem for them. When you solve those problems and you think about what's in it for them, then you'll have more social shares, you'll have more traffic, you'll have more repeat visitors, and all of that will work much better. So before I end this video, I want to also let you know about some recommendations. If you want to learn more about how to get traffic to your website, these are 3 places I think that you can learn everything you need to know. Number 1 is Wealthy Affiliate. Wealthy Affiliate is actually where I feel like I learned so much about traffic generation and online business and digital marketing and business as a whole. So if you want to learn about how to get traffic, paid methods, organic methods, and everything in between, definitely visit Wealthy Affiliate. You can go to howtoentrepreneur.org/wealthy affiliate. Again, howtoentrepreneur.org/wealthy affiliate. And I can actually coach you along and show you around so that you can learn everything you need to know. They have an online entrepreneur certification there, and it'll teach you pretty much all the ropes. Secondly, if you already know about Wealthy Affiliate or you're not interested in going that route, another alternative is GetResponse. And I know GetResponse is usually an email marketing company, but since I've signed up, I've been going through their certification program, and they have some really, really great training in there, not just on email marketing, but on how to build an online business. So if you haven't yet checked out that certification program, that could be a great alternative way for you to learn traffic generation, maybe from just a different voice, because Wealthy Affiliate is a huge library of digital marketing information, but Get Response is just a little different. And then lastly, my final recommendation would be Human Proof Designs, their education program. They have a lot of information on how to get traffic. Now they focus mostly on organic methods. I don't remember seeing paid methods in there, but it's still a great program. And so if you're looking for other ways to learn how to drive traffic online, then definitely check them out. So that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this where I do product and service reviews as well as growth strategies to help you grow your business from idea to full-time income and from full-time income to enterprise, then definitely subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming videos. That's all I have for this video, and I really, really, really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.